Hi everyone, this is Anna here, and I had a small load that I wanted to share with you. I just took it out of the kiln last night. The lighting was bad, and today is overcast also, but I wanted to wait until the next day to see if the sun would shine, but no such luck. It's still pretty cold today and overcast, so I have another source of lighting here, and hopefully it will be good for you guys to see the colors and everything. So in this load, it's just a small load. I only have about 3 mugs and other pieces here, some special pieces that I wanted your opinion on something that happened. And yeah, I wanted to do a first run of a series of mugs that I've been making. If you guys have been following me, some of my bird mugs, I wanted to fire one of them because I go back and forth debating if I should glaze the bird or leave the bird unglazed because there's so much detail that I put into it that when you put the clear glaze over it, it takes away a lot of the fine details. So I fired one without the glaze, without the clear glaze, but I glazed all around. So it was the toucan mug. And I'm happy to share with you the glaze combination that I used, which came out really nice. And then a couple other pieces, the cuerda seca that I encourage you guys to try. It's a real fun technique and it leaves a real nice, almost like a relief texture on the surface. So I did a couple mugs also as a test. And I wanted to test, basically, I wanted to test on porcelain because, as you know, porcelain is notorious for making the glazes run a little bit more than if it was on regular clay stoneware. So the only test I've had so far on using cuerda seca on porcelain was that ornament that I did in Christmas time, and it worked. It looked even more beautiful, the colors, as I use stroke and coat glazes, and they're real vibrant colors. So I decided to fire one of them that I did was that cockatoo that I was so excited about it. I wanted to fire that one first before I do a whole set of mugs. And then, if they didn't work out, I would lose all of them. So I did that. And so let's start. So this one is the one that I was telling you about, the cockatoo, and it came out beautifully. As you can see, all the lines are very crisp. The colors are more vibrant on porcelain, as you all know. I tried a couple new colors of stroke and coat, and wanted to give a shout out to Amanda from Red F Designs. I'll put her name here on the video. She had a test that she did with these two colors, and I thought they were really nice colors, the purple and a real dark green blue teal type color that I didn't have. So I added that to my collection of stroke and coat glazes that I love. Anyways, um, if you guys are interested in knowing what colors I used, usually I use on the background, it's called my Blue Haven, which is a real nice baby blue color. And then Tutu Tango for the red orange color. It's a real vibrant one. But look at his face. Came out so cute. And then inside I used Honey Flux from Amaco. It's a good liner glaze. I just wanted a little bit of color instead of just doing white. Um, but I'm really happy with him. So more to come on this one, on porcelain. This one was on Dark Star from Kentucky Mud Works. The clay is very speckled, but I love this clay. It's a creamy white with dark speckles. So I think that's why they call Dark Star. And that's my signature. And he's a conure. Can't remember exactly the name of the type of conure it is, the little parrot, but he turned out really cute too with the little berries. And I use that new color. It's a fruit of the vine is the purple color, which is really nice. And here's a bird of paradise. So what do you guys think of the speckled? I love the speckled clay, so myself. And here on the handles, rather than using a stroking coat, I used the frosted lemon. And it turned out really nice. I like how it looks on speckled clay, and here's on the inside as well. But the colors on the bird, I mean, look at the tail feathers, the blue. So I looked at a picture to see all the colors that is on that bird, and I kind of try to use the same colors. So I'm really happy with him. Then I made this fun little piece here that I was inspired by chimney, one of those that you put on a patio. Um, so I was inspired by the shape, and I used the little tripod there, but it's an incense holder. So you put an incense here, and the smoke comes out from the chimney. And I thought that would be a cute little design. I am going to be making a few more of these, and I used the corda seca again for the leaves and the little buds coming out from the branches. So I want spring to come so badly because I hate the cold weather. As you can see, I have a little bit of tropical uh, wish that spring would be near. So we had such a bad month of January here in Georgia. We had a few days that went to like 15 degrees, so that's pretty cold for us here. Um, and today it went down again. It was so nice yesterday, it went to the 60s, but today, this morning, I saw it was like 37 degrees, so it's back to cold again. So anyways, I thought this was cute. Oh, and the liner glaze is the one that I posted as a liner glaze that I use quite a bit. It's called Seltzer Chun, and this one is the creamy white, which is like an off-white color. I don't know if you guys can quite see. It's a glossy white, off-white glaze, and you can make different colors with this glaze, but it's a awfully good liner glaze. It makes a real good liner glaze for different things, for mostly mugs when I make them. But I have also a turquoise that looks really good on mugs or liner glazes, or you can use outside too. But it makes a nice liner glaze. So this is another cute little one. And I use the new glaze on this one. This is a toucan that I told you about. And I have a tutorial on how I'm making these birds. These are completely hollow inside. So you can see the profile, but these are all hollow and had no holes to let the air out or anything like that. So it's completely sealed and no problems whatsoever. The key thing is just to wait until it's completely dry, bone dry. And this is the one that I said that I left it unglazed, but it turned out to be quite a nice finish. It's almost like some of the glazes turned a little satin, even though it has no clear glaze over. The only part I put the clear glaze was on the eyes, so you can see a little bit of the shine. But on his beak and everything turned out like a little satin finish, so it's nice. Uh, so I wanted to compare with when I put the glossy clear glaze over it. But I do like how it turns, like the colors stay very vibrant, and when you put the clear, you lose some of that, you lose some of the details. So we'll see. I think I might do half and half. Some will be unglazed and some glazed, just because of personal preference. Um, so the new glaze that I use here was, so I used a real stable glaze around the bird and around all the design because I wanted it, I didn't want anything dripping over. So I used that My Blue Haven, which is a stroking coat. It's a real nice baby blue color. So I used it all around the whole design. Then on the whole mug, I used the Cirrus Flow by Amaco, and it's that nice blue also. It almost matches the baby blue, the My Blue Haven around the bird, except the Cirrus Flow moves a little more than the stable stroke and coat. So then I did some swipes of Celso Ord and watercolor blue green, which are both from John Britt's book. And then on top of that, I did pearl white, which makes it move. So he made these real nice, kind of like waterfall type deals around, and no drippiness or anything around the bird. Came out just flawless. And look at that drip there on the handle, which I love. And then I always try to glaze a clear glaze on the bottom where my signature is, but this one is a keeper. Oh, and I use Norse blue inside with a little pearl white also on the rim, which makes it a lighter blue, but the rest looks really nice. So thanks, Sarah Walton, for introducing me to this Cirrus Flow. I really liked it. It seems like all the flow by Amaco, which I have now, Honey Flux, um, Blossom, Flux Blossom, and Cirrus Flow now. They all have a similar effect, and that's what I wanted to see. One thing that happens though, I don't know if it's because I'm firing with slow cool, is that it shows up these kind of tan, yellowish, or golden specks on the glaze. And this is, I believe, is from the Cirrus Flow. All the Flow series that happens to me, and I don't know. You guys can tell me if that happens to your glazes also, um, with the Flow series from Amaco. But I fire with the slow cool schedule, which is I posted on my community post, which is very similar to Camille Hoffman's schedule. This one I got it from the schedule is from Mid South Ceramics, very close to her schedule also, but I always fire to 185, and it always works out really nicely, the colors and the glazes. So anyways, I wanted to show you also the cone. So this is a cone 5 and the cone 6. So the cone 6 bent a little bit, and the cone 5 completely melted down. So it is a true cone 5.5, I believe, with the temperature of the peak temperature is 2185. So another thing too that I know is I didn't need to do a slow cool for the cuerda seca stroke and coat. So if I do a load on my kiln just with this type of work, I don't have to do the slow cool because it does no effect. So the slow cool is if you want to drip more or eliminate some pinholing. But with the stroke and coat, you never have that problem. So I don't even think I'm gonna do that slow cool for that load. I wanted to show you a crazy test that I did. So if you're not interested, you can fast forward. But this is, I'm gonna try to remember everything. This is a piece that was cracked. It was a handle and the handle cracked, and I took the handle out and it made that indent and it cracked inside. So I always save my pieces that fail to test. So one glaze that I'm not too happy about is the Himalayan salt. For some reason I can't get to work quite right. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Anyways, this is on porcelain, and I'm glad I used the tile because it would have ruined my shelf in the kiln. But anyways, I did a band of about an inch of Himalayan salt, which is this kind of matte finish right here that you see. It turns a little pinkish color. Um, I'm not crazy about it, and this is on porcelain, so I don't know if it's just that result is only on porcelain or if I'm doing something wrong. Anyways, all around Himalayan salt. Inside, I did Cirrus Flow. But I did a real thick application. I did 3 coats, which now I'm thinking I should have just used 2 coats of Himalayan salt inside instead of, I mean, 2 coats of Cirrus Flow inside instead of 3, because it does have some gold specks inside. So I'm going to tell you inside first. So Cirrus Flow, as you can see, has those gold specks, but too many. It just makes the glaze go kind of tan, instead of blue. And then I tried Jen's Juicy Fruit from John's Brit book and watercolor blue green, and then half on one side and half on the other. And then SCM, which is Strontium Crystal Magic. And that glaze, what it does, it makes other glazes have like microcrystals. And that's what happened. Let me see if I can show you here. That's what happened here. I don't know if you can see the microcrystals, but it's there. So a nice green color, but it didn't do much for me with the Cirrus Flow, with this over the Cirrus Flow. So that was just a crazy test that I thought I wanted to see the reaction of what happened here. Then this section right here, I glazed it with Cirrus Flow up until where it met the Himalayan salt. And then I decided to put a little uh, swipe here of the Stroking Coat Fruit of the Vine, that purple. And then here is the Stroking Coat Bluegrass, which is a dark teal. And then on top of that, I did a coat of Pearl White. And look at that. Look how it pulls those colors down over the Cirrus Flow. And I thought that was a nice effect right here. So that was nice to know. Then the pink is soft red by Spectrum with some pearl white over. But it drips. It drips a lot. I think once it met the Himalayan salt, it dripped even more and it touched the shelf. Then same thing with the soft aqua from Spectrum. It did the same thing. I put pearl white and it flows. It just drips all the way down. Now here's the interesting part. That real nice magenta, very vibrant color. What this was stripes of underglazes. So this was Radiant Red by Amaco. Then I did another one that was, I think it was blue. I think it was some kind of turquoise color right here. Then this was Neon Blue by Duncan right here. And then under here, the other pink is Flame Red by Amaco, and then Bright Orange. So then over that, I did a coat of Pearl White, because what I was testing was to see if using underglazes with Pearl White would bring these colors, it would make them flow. And sure enough, like right here, not all the colors turned out nice, but if you look, sometimes you have to block other colors to see, like that pink there, which is actually the flame orange, turned a real nice pink. So maybe I'm going down the rabbit hole, but I don't know. I might have to do more tests with this, but it does look really nice, like any other pink I've seen. As you can see, I have tried other pinks, and like Sarah Walton loves pink. I was never a fan of pink. I'm more of a blue-green person, but lately I've been exploring some pinks and seeing what happens. But I don't know if you guys can tell, but he did do something here. He reacted with that flame orange and he made a real nice pink. Uh, Same thing here with the radiant red. It's no red anymore. It's a real nice magenta pink. And it's interesting to see other colors, because you see here, it didn't do much on this one. With the yellow, it didn't do much. Actually, the bright orange, I believe it was in here. But it reacted with nicely with the flame orange and the red and the neon blue. It pulled a little bit. So I think it would be nice to make a little mug and do like swipes of different colors and just put the pearl white over and see to make almost like a rainbow mug. I think that would look really nice. But just test it first because you can see that not all the colors do well. I believe here I had a stripe of violet and it went yellow, which is kind of weird to me. It went yellowish color. So that didn't do so well. So not all colors work. So I know that these two do. So I might do some more tests with these. I thought was interesting. So yeah, it's always fun to test things that you've never done before and see what happens on tests like that. So that's why I save my pieces that break or something, and then I save it for testing. I had another one here that with Cirrus Flow. These are just, I'm testing some of the stroke and coat colors, new colors that I had, which is the purple fruit of the vine. The real dark teal is bluegrass, Caribbean blue, that darker blue there, and the sea breeze, the real nice blue green, real light pale color, very nice color. Now on the back, I had a little texture here on this tile, so I put a little uh, drip, just with a brush, I dripped some of the blue isle, which is a stroke and coat, and then underneath, I dripped a little bit of Caribbean blue. Then I went the whole tile with Cirrus Flow, and that is quite nice also. So nice effect on how it drips. It pulls all those glazes together. So maybe more tests to come on these. Now the last one is a piece that I've been working that is a planter for my son. He loves plants and he wanted a specific size of pot that to put on his windowsill in his office. And he loves blues and greens, so that's why I try to go for the blues and greens here on the glazes. This clay here, I don't use it very often. It's called Soldate. It's more like a sculptural clay. Soldate 60, I believe. I think it's a Laguna clay. Anyways, that's what I used. And you guys saw I have a tutorial on how I made these. But I painted the whole panel here because he loves Legends of Zelda. It's a game that he used to play when he was younger. I don't think he plays anymore, but he used to really like that. So I did some sculptures here. These are all the leaves, I'm happy with how this turned out, all with Underglazes. There's a castle all the way on the back, you can see, and that's the sword and the shield from Zelda, the two little owls over there in the forest. So I'm happy with that. As you can see, I'm not very happy with this crawling. So I wanted to ask your opinion. Would you refire this? Because I know it's going to have dirt in here and probably the plants will cover, but it's been bothering me. So what I used here for the glazes, I used up to the middle here. I used Indigo Float by Amaco, and then I used some little swipes of seaweed just to give that green look, kind of like a waterfall type look that I wanted. And it turned out exactly how I envisioned. And then I used some pearl white. I didn't use much here on the rim, but I used it here all around over that. So it pulled the green from seaweed over the blue. Then on the very bottom here, I used Midnight Rain from Mayco. And with a little bit of pearl white also. Look at that. It's a darker glaze, but it looks really nice with the pearl white. And you can see that blue is fantastic. I love it. I love that blue. from indigo float and seaweed together. But since I don't have any worries on the bottom of these flowing to the shelf, and I have this tray here, which is great to catch, the glazes, and I made some holes also on the bottom. I use coastal blue inside, which I wasn't too happy about the color, but I'm glad it's only on the inside of the pot. But I'm debating if I should add more of the indigo float to try to cover this crawling that happened right here. And I think it happened because I put too thick of an application of pearl white on the rim. It was too thick and it pulled everything with it. So I think it might be worth a try because I don't think anything will happen to the underglazes and I don't have anything to worry about here. So what do you guys think? What's your suggestion on these? I'm pretty happy with everything else otherwise. Very nice blue green, just how I envisioned it. So, and that's it. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I will have a full load of other things that I've been painting, but I'm so happy with this technique. You'll be seeing a lot more of these coming out. And I hope you guys try and share with me your outcome. I have tutorial videos on cuerda seca, several now that I really try to share this technique with you guys. So thanks for watching.